Hello everyone, I am back with more DESTASH lots, and in this video I will have 2 lots available. These lots will be vintage junk journal supplies, and let's go ahead and get started. And please forgive the background noise. We have some little boys upstairs doing homeschooling, so you may hear their gym class going on. But here's what we have for the first lot, and you will get a few of these it's learning materials, and they're like small little flashcards. So you will get a handful of those. These are 1977, and here's some larger cards. And you will get a couple tally cards. And these 2 lots will be similar, but there may be a few different images on some of the items. So you'll get a couple envelopes with some images. Here's a vintage envelope. I just loved that color. Another vintage envelope. And then you will get some of the checks. These are dated 1940, 1921, and a few of these smaller checks. I'm not sure what this is. It's a receipt of some sort, 1951. You will get a letter and envelope, 1915. And the letter, and it looks like there's newspaper clippings in there. So you will get all of that, a few vintage flashcards, some vintage greeting cards. It looks like this one just, oh, okay, there we go. So you will get several. I think the majority, if not all of them, have been used. Here's some larger vintage flashcards. You'll get a library pocket, and yes, I believe the majority of them have been used, but they have just beautiful images and colors, vibrant colors on them. So here's this one. And then you will get a couple of the vintage cookbooks. And I love looking at these. I love to see how they prepared food back then. It just, everything was so large and chunky and gross looking, but I guess that's what they liked. But that's a nice little book. You will get several of the parchment paper doilies. Here's another cookbook, although that cake looks really good. Then you will receive some vintage wrap and some of the vintage scrapbook pages. I've also included some of the vintage note cards and letter paper. So you will get a stack of that. I have so much of this type of thing, and I'm just trying to share that. I know people love using that type of stuff. This is, I believe, from Japan, if I'm not mistaken. That one is super pretty. Vintage thank you card, and that's adorable. Like that. You will get a few of the antique book pages, some antique music sheets, a few sections of the vintage wallpaper border, and then just an assortment of the, this one's actually antique. This is 1893. So this one will be antique. Don't see a date on that one. So you'll just get a nice little assortment of music sheets rather. There's this one. This is kind of cool. 1938. Right. We have that. And just a few others. Not seeing the date on this one, but I'm sure it's either antique. Okay, so that's the first lot. And these lots will be $18 shipped. Here is the second lot. And as I said, it will be similar. We go ahead and start with the larger pieces first, so you will get a couple of the antique dictionary pages or encyclopedia pages. Here we have some music sheets. This one right here is 1896. So as you can see, both lots will have similar items. Here's some larger sheets, music sheets, 1914. Here's another antique one. Okay, so then we have some vintage wrap, some vintage greeting cards, and again, probably the majority of these cards, if not all of them, have been used. Here's some of the vintage flashcards. Library pockets, more cards, and then a stack of the vintage note cards and letter paper. And it will be exactly the same as the first lot. Here we have the envelopes. So very similar to the first lot, but things like the tally cards will be different. And some of the flash cards will be different. Then you will get 1916. I don't know if this is a telegraph or just a letter. Here is some sort of postcard or something. You'll get a couple of the checks. And then a postal telegraph. It's 1935. A few more vintage flashcards. You will get some of the cookbooks, vintage cookbooks. That's a nice image on that one. I just love this. I love the vintage paper items. This is 1940. So there you have it. Those are the 2 lots that I have. And as I said, these will be $18 shipped. If you're interested, send me an email. If you have any questions, let me know. The information will be in the description box. And thank you so much for watching.